We're 1 month away from the start of the 2011 breeding season, and Thoroughbred Times is on location at Central Kentucky Farms. This morning we're at Vinery Stable in Lexington off Spur Road. We're going to talk about leading freshman sire Congrats, leading juvenile sire More Than Ready, and all the sires here in the Vinery portfolio, including regional sires standing in Florida and New York.
So my role is to oversee our corporate structure and our vision, and it only comes down to having great teammates, and we've got a great staff, and so what I try to do is keep all our divisions flowing properly and communicating well. But as you know, in this business, every day is a new day, and that's what makes it exciting. And you know, the way we play it, at the level we play, it's just enjoyable. We're now more visible in multiple places, but more importantly, we're doing it because I think to be an established player, you have to have options, and Florida's been extremely beneficial for us. Obviously, it's where Congrats started, and we're hoping New York's the same thing. And I just think as our game's changed, you have to adapt to the changes, and we believe that the regional programs are going to get stronger and stronger. And if you're small enough, you just kind of play in that market, but if you're big enough, you go and take a lead in that, and we like to take leads, and we're hoping that New York's the next place. I mean, there was a big push last year to get away from first-year or unproven sires, and rightly so, and we go through trends. It's going to be very difficult this year because people are going to be more and more reluctant. I mean, obviously the people that are in the breeding business are in it to make a profit, and so they want to breed to a stallion that they're going to be able to sell the offspring at a profit. And when you get into that second, third crop, you know, you're dealing with the unknown, because if the yearlings sell well, it's too late. You've already bred to them. So you just have to do your best. I mean, that really comes down to just doing the best we can of buying the right stallion, and then hopefully pricing them appropriately. And we've got very loyal breeders, and if you buy the right stallion, you know, it's always harder, but you're going to get the numbers. You just got to, you know, people have faith in your breeding program. People have faith in the stallion if you buy the right one, and that's what really makes it work. It's just grinding it out. I don't think there's any real secret. We hope a few of them are racing under the name Vinery. We've got a couple ourselves, but you know, obviously when you stand the stallion, as long as we're not running against them, we're rooting for them all. I mean, it's a great pleasure to see More Than Ready finally kind of getting the recognition we think he's always deserved. He's been extremely popular in Australia, and you know, Tommy Simon owns a farm down there. So we're just glad to see it happen. We thought it would happen a little bit earlier, but he's getting the rewards that we think he deserves. He's extremely diverse stallion. He's obviously really good on the turf, but you know, I think the pedigrees that he's gotten are now going to only get better with the results. So probably not answering your question, but the truth is there's so many of them out there, just root for them all. The one area is that, you know, obviously we race a lot of horses by our sires, so we have a very hands-on approach of being able to monitor the progress of horses by our sires, and it's a very small portion of the population, but at the same time it gives us a chance to get a feel for it. I think the breeders love that, and we've been rewarded for that by breeders being loyal to breed back here. But most importantly, that's what we're in the business for. We produce racehorses, so I love being involved in the racing side. Every stallion's different. I mean, obviously More Than Ready went up, most stallions went down, and that's based off of how the progeny have run, or obviously if they're in their second, third, or fourth year, they haven't even had the offspring run yet. So we try to sit down and look at it from the breeder's perspective. What's the fair value to breed so they can, you know, get a good profit on their horses. If the breeders aren't making money, then we got a problem with our game, and that's been an argument that's been going on. The other side of that is we do buy stallions, and we buy a lot of these horses after the racing career, so I've got shareholders that want to return on their money too. So it's a balancing act, and it's very difficult. And the truth is, sitting here today, it's a real challenge to figure out what that right price is, because we're one farm and there's multiple farms. Everybody has their own strategy, and so we try to put together a business model. We think it makes sense for the shareholders as well as the breeders, and we're competing against farms doing the same thing, and other people do different things. Different farms have different programs, different ideas. You know, we breed to race, and we buy horses by offspring, and we think that's a huge, huge investment. We spend a lot of money doing that, where a lot of farms create incentives, and everybody has their own program, and you just kind of hopefully you have the right program and you work it out. We've got a really interesting situation this year. We've taken Awesome Act, who ran the Derby last year, and Freeze and Fire, who ran the Derby 2 years ago, back into training. They just went to Fairgrounds on Sunday. We've just bought an interest in Kenzai, and we just bought an interest in Geronimo out in California. So we've got 4 older horses in racing, so we're hoping that we're going to make some stallions this next year. But as far as the racing stock, we've got 20 now 2-year-olds, and we've got a very diverse pedigrees this year too. So we're doing a little bit of everything, and you know, there's no easy way to do this business. We do a little bit of everything. We try to perfect our system each year and make it better and better, but You know, the ultimate goal is like Kodiak Cowboy, buying a horse by your sire as a yearling, racing them, having great success, and then bringing them to the stallion barn. That is our vision and our game plan, and when it works, it really is fun.